Hey, what's up guys, it's T-Bone here and welcome back to another episode of playing Legendary Game of Heroes. So in today's episode, I just wanted to talk about an announcement that was made on the forums that just came out today. I will be providing the link to the actual post itself so that you can read in more details. What I'm going to do in this episode is talk about the high-level points, what this means for you, my take on the changes, and how we can prepare for the event. So let's get started here on the various points here. The first one they're talking about here is putting in a new system that's going to safeguard players from incredibly unlucky UR pack pulls. So UR stands for ultra rare, and for those of you who have invested in the past, there is this sentiment that sometimes when you get unlucky and don't get a ultra rare at tier 7, it's not a pleasant feeling. And especially if this happens over time, it really sort of puts a negative feel to the game. And so they're putting a system that will increase your chances of pulling an ultra rare every time you pull, and until you actually are guaranteed to get a ultra rare. And so we don't have more details yet exactly how this is going to work out, but this is the first step that they're taking to make pack opening a better experience. The second thing here is they're modifying the base 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star hero drop tables to only give out heroes which can be involved to 6 stars. So so in the past, when you typically would open up packs that has the 3-star plus hero packs, more often than not, you end up getting cards that only can be maxed evolved to 3 stars and maybe 4 stars. And those are cards that, while are good for beginners, aren't really good for players that have, better cards. And so they end up just becoming dust and are not useful, and it just doesn't feel like there's any value to those. So they're dropping those type of cards now, and you're only going to be pulling only cards that can be evolved to 6 stars, which greatly increases your overall chance of pulling a good card from the past collections. So this is a good change that hopefully will start making a difference in your pack pulls. And then to go back here, there are a lot of so for every event, for example, this event store, there's always one pack that is a 3+ star pack. I'm actually going to show you the event in the game later, and that's now going to change from a potentially 3-star max hero to a 6-star max hero. So that's a big difference there, especially for those packs that you can get for free. The third point here, they're changing Slayers to update the spawn weight at higher tiers. So that means as you're playing and as you're getting higher in levels, the number of bronze and silver and gold bosses are going to decrease, so that you're going to have better higher health bosses to fight and to get more trophy counts. So that's a change for sort of cater toward those who are doing better in the events. The next bullet here, they're bringing back some popular boss types, and they're introducing at least one brand new boss type. So for the upcoming event, this is going to be in the details. They're introducing a boss called a Terror boss. For this particular boss, there is a new mechanic, just like how there's the Aegis skills. For this particular one, you can't actually activate any battle skills. Now, this is going to present a challenge, and I am very excited for this type of boss, because this is going to force us to think about different play styles, and we're really going to have to think about strategies and really consider deck building now, because you're no longer going to be able to do just, bunch of gem spawns and use the Halloween deck to create a bunch of power gems and then destroy everything in one shot. Okay, so with the lack of battle skills, you're now going to have to depend on your ability to create your own power gems and to use sort of the synergy across your cards to deal better damage. So this is something I'm looking forward to. Again, I'm looking for more details, and as I have them, we will definitely explore them as well. And then the next one is they're changing the raid boss reward. So one of the things you might have noticed in the past event is as you're dealing damage, if you deal more damage than the boss health, you now see sort of a little stat called overkill. And they're also introducing thresholds, so that if you're entering a boss, you need to meet certain damage threshold to actually get some rewards. And I believe it's set at 5% and then 15%. And I think if you damage more than the boss health, you can also get some bonuses there. This is to make it so that if you enter a raid boss and you manage to deal some damage, but then somebody before you has already taken on the boss before you, you can still get some bonuses and some rewards from doing that. So this is a way to make it more rewarding for everyone and more incentivized to actually attack and try to kill bosses. They're not taking away anything. This is all brand new objectives, so you're still going to be able to get your MVP and other rewards there, but this is going to be something that will incentivize more slaying bosses. They're also removing the daily boss level limits. This will apply to those guilds that can take out bosses, basically on a daily cap. It really is kind of limiting because for the guilds that are sort of defeating bosses constantly, it kind of slows them down a bit. So this is nice to have that daily boss level limit removed, but I don't know if that means simply they're allowed to get to level 300 on day one, or they're actually going to increase the overall level. That's yet to be seen, but so far I believe it's just going to be the daily limit. So second to last bullet here, they're also going to keep the Head Start store around. So this is great news for everyone all around. You can get 50 free levels for free, and this is the most impactful in Commanders. In Slayers is less impactful, but honestly, this is for free, so why not take advantage of it and start your fights against level 50 bosses so you can get better trophies. So this is a great change. Love this. Take advantage of it, and I'm glad to see that this is sticking around. Finally, they're going to improve some aspects of VIP related shop offers. So you're not going to be able to get Wisp shards, which is amazing. So this was one of the most difficult items to get, and so by having this now in the VIP shop offer, you're now making it easier for people who are VIPs to actually get something there. So it's a good start. I do hope that it can be easier, but it is one of the most sought after item, and so being in a VIP store makes sense to me. And it's a lot better than where it was before. So this is sort of the overall updates here. And what I wanted to do is talk about, in the game itself, two things. Number one is, well, if we're talking about a new terror boss type, how do we deal with that? So they're introducing this slowly. So it's not like the boss is going to come on and be the only boss that we're going to fight. It's going to come on rarely. I think they're going to use this opportunity to sort of see how people will receive it and how it's perceived. And so we can talk about it. It's not really a big deal, but I think it's fun to think about. Given that you can't actually use battle skills, right? What can you do? Well, what they've specifically said is that you can still use passive skills, and relics can work as well. So, relics are relics. I think that everybody knows that there are relics that will spawn power gems, and that's obviously going to be the way to go for most of the time. But without battle skill, though, which really is the core of gameplay nowadays, what can you do? Well, what I've done here is I've sort of talked about what are the passive skills that different cards have and what can you do with them. So we've seen in the past now a few cards that have revive. I'm missing one from the Earth event here, but this is sort of the list of cards that do revive, and you have Wende, Borari, Mondo Nihil. Crystal Phoenix is an older card that was the very first card to introduce revive. So these cards will, I believe, will be a good card to include in your deck just because it gives you additional health and also additional turns, right? So you can, avoid dying one time, get your health back, and then continue attacking again. So this will be a good choice of cards to add in there. It depends on the deck that you want to go with. Then there's also, well, if you can't create gems by, using battle skills, what do? Well, you can still use passive gem spawners. So these are all cards. This is most of them I didn't include, like Bestiarius, for example, because it's the same idea as Flamma. I also am missing some cards. I don't have the ultra rare and the ultra rare from this event, for example. But these are cards that will passively create power gems. So just by making sure that you have a power gem of its affinity on the board, you can continue to create more. So this type of card will be really good to have. And then you have Morte Thronos, which I think is one of the best cards in the game. It will automatically create a power gem as well whenever an enemy casts a debuff. Now in the Slayer event, it's a 2-turn event, 2-turn attack. So every 2 turns you're gonna get a light power gem 3, which is which is really nice. And you can't really use any of the battle skills here, so we won't talk about that. Raquel is an older card. It's not intensity based, but it will create a light gem every turn. Same thing with Sir Elric of Bryn. It'll create a light power dark gem every turn. And then Farah will convert gems. So it will convert a earth gem to a water gem, and it will actually double it if the enemy's blood is water. But keep in mind that we can't use battle skills, so it's not going to happen because Archer is required in this case. But it's a conversion. The only thing about this one is if there's no earth gems on the board, then it's not going to convert. So this one's a little bit less useful in terms of a guaranteed gem spawner. But these are really good cards to have. Then finally, you have I didn't change the name here. I should rename this to. These are the healers. These are your passive healers, and these are the staples that you must have in your deck. So you have Aladdin and Wicked Queen, and then there's also Leifer, but I don't have him right now. So these are the 3 staple cards. The difference between them really is, not a whole lot, especially at 3 keys. Wicked Queen will heal for 10% of what you've lost, whereas Aladdin will actually heal for your max HP at 5%. They both do, they're a little different in terms of mechanic, but they all do the same thing at 3 stars. It'll completely heal you. Now, the next set of cards, Guru, Pachyscept, Drake Veeple the Seaborn, and Nighthawk Lunar Ranger, they all will heal passively. Nighthawk and Guru, Pachyscept, will heal automatically based on your missing health. And Drake Veeple only heals if you attack and only against 25% of your recovery. Now, because there's no battle skill allowed, you're going to heal a little less with this card because his battle skill will also increase the recovery based on intensity, which really boosts your overall recovery when you activate it. So without it, you're just going to be healing for a little bit, but if your team has high recovery values, then you're going to heal for more. All right, so these are the 3 types of, these are the various different cards that all have passive abilities. I dismiss all of them that, boost intensity, because honestly, we're not going to be able to use intensity for that particular boss. And so this is sort of, well, if we have a boss that's not going to allow you to use battle skills, what can you possibly do? And so these are the cards I'm thinking about. Depending on what the boss is going to look like, I'm going to experiment with the teams, and I'll give more updates there. Finally, just one last thing, we'll talk about the store before we sign off here. So this is what I was talking about here. Next time you open a pack in a Slayer event, you see here where it's a 3-star hero. If it says 3-star plus, you're actually going to get something that is not just a card that's 3 stars. So let's see what we get in this case. For example, so I just got Takumi. I'm not sure if this is already in place, but this is a really good card to have. This was an ultra rare card, and so I feel really lucky I got this card here, and I'm hoping that this is the kind of pulls that we're going to get in future packs there. So that's all for this update, for this video. I just wanted to recap the update and sort of talk about what this could mean. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the preview for the actual event, and then we will go into deck building as well. For the particular event there. So thanks for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are. What are your thoughts about the upcoming update? Is it something that you think is good? What more would you like to see? Let me know your thoughts and comment down below. So thanks a lot for your time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.